Coming into the year, we advocated for being active in fixed income as well, staying diversified and flexible. And nothing's really changed. If you think back to 2025, rates were going down, but the curve wasn't moving uniformly. 2-year rates actually dropped 70 basis points more than 10-year rates. And now here we are about 3 months into the year, and given the events that transpired with the war in Iran and some other issues, 2-year rates have actually moved 30 basis points higher, while 10-year rates have come down. So the curve is moving, and it's not moving uniformly. And I think a lot of advisors, they don't expect that. I think they expect rates to move all in the same direction, but that's just never the case. So if you have an active manager who could position themselves on the curve to take advantage of this, you have the potential to outperform. And we're not talking about taking a lot of risk. We're not talking about taking huge interest rate bets. We're just talking about smartly risk-adjusted positioning on the curve to take advantage of the dislocations. The Fed got a lot of news in 2025, and we finally did get a decision on who the potential new Fed chair is. This is an individual who has advocated for cutting rates, and they've made some quality points as to why that should be. However, certain things have changed. We now have a war to deal with in Iran. Rates have pushed higher. Inflation is moving pretty rapidly. So there may not be a case for this Fed chair to actually be able to cut rates. Additionally, Powell's indicated that he wants to stay. He's looking to stay on until his term potentially ends, which could be problematic for a new Fed chair because Powell still has a significant amount of influence. All that said, the Fed isn't the only thing you have to pay attention to. This war has really reshaped what the Fed's outlook could be and what markets could be. So an energy shock, a fear of recession, those are things that are completely out of the Fed's control. So the Fed's important, and Fed uncertainty has created some issues, but it's not the overall be-all when it comes to the interest rate market. We would acknowledge that credit spreads were tight to start the year, but they have widened some, not significant amount, but they have widened some to start the year. Part of that has to do with the war in Iran, part of that has to do with the cracks in private credit that we're seeing. Part of it is just the massive supply that's hitting the tape. What that's created is volatility. It's created dispersion in the indices, and that creates opportunity for an active manager to add or subtract credit as they see fit based on valuations. So we've had a yield back up with rates. We've had spreads widening. What this does has created a higher all-in yield for individuals to invest in fixed income. This could potentially be a good opportunity for some to deploy cash into fixed income at these higher starting yields and really take advantage of that and potentially outperform in the long run.